Now, good afternoon. Tim Randall here from Links magazines in sunny Tavistock, broadcasting from my kitchen table. And I'm with Mark Bramwell from Plym Pat Testing. Hello, Mark. How are you?
All good, Tim. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So, Plym Pat Testing. Mark, tell us what you do and what you're able to offer people at the moment.
Okay. At the moment, a very, very scaled down service in terms of the current climate. However, what we do offer on a normal day-to-day role is portable appliance testing. The best way to describe it is anything with a plug that you have in a domestic or commercial premise, a kettle, a toaster, washing machine, radio, television. We come along, we make sure that it's electrically sound for you to operate in your home. Primarily in domestic premises, it's down to a landlord's duty of care of that premise, where they have to ensure that any appliance that they provided for yourself is electrically safe to use. There's two ways that they are encompassed into that. One is the general health and safety, and the second one would be their insurance for that premise. They would have to have that procedure in place to ensure that items supplied are fit for purpose. So, for example, what we do is we will come along to a property. We'll always ask for a walk around to get familiar with the premises. We'll always ask if there's any vulnerable people within the premises. If there are, then for both our interests and your protection, then we also ask to be chaperoned in the same area as any vulnerable person.
Yeah.
Although we have DBS checks in place, when you are alone in circumstances, you have to protect yourself more than anything at all. So, Pat testing. It is what it says, PAT, portable appliance testing. You have a plug on a washing machine or a kettle, for example. We'll take the plug apart, we'll inspect the inside of the plug, ensure that the terminals are tight, there's no bare wires exposed inside the plug. We'll also get a quick tug to make sure that the cord grip works perfectly fine. That's all fine. We'll look at the cable. We'll physically check the cable to ensure there's no tears, no splits, no burrs, no heat shrinkage in the cable. From the plug all the way to the appliance, and then we'll run it through a test, which is what we use the portable appliance testers for. There's mainly two areas of PAT testing. There's class 1 and class 2. Now, class 1 is where we put 500 volts through your appliance, and those are typically your white goods, so primarily in your kitchens. Class 2 is typically televisions, radios, laminators, and then the other one, there's soft tests that we do on computer equipment. Now, we cannot risk putting 240 or 500 volts through IT equipment. So with the IT equipment, what we do is we do a soft IT test, and that actually puts 220 volts through. And what that does is checking for insulation on the appliance, the same as a class 1. It's checking for earth leakage, and it's checking for polarity. What we're basically looking at doing is making sure that when you turn any of your appliances on, you don't get an electric shock.
Yeah. Right. Very good. Do you, I mean, as a matter of interest, do you have any stats on, how many, God forbid, but how many fires take place in the UK that are down to electrical faults? The kind of things that you would.
There is a readily available online, the Health and Safety at Work Act.
Yeah.
They have statistics for fires that are caused by faulty appliances. Now, people are often misled, and they understand that it's an appliance that is the cause of a fire. I'll give you an example. We quite often go into rental properties, HMOs, and the customer will say the side of the fridge or the front of the fridge is really warm to touch, which tells me two things. The first thing it tells me is there's not enough ventilation or circulation around the appliance, and it also tells me that there could be heat shrinkage in the cable, which the inner core, the copper cable that's inside your 3-core cable, is known as a cross-sectional area. So it could be that that's deteriorated inside. We can pretty much guarantee that the appliance is safe in most cases. And what we do find is you'll have an under-counter fridge or freezer, and what people tend to do, they use it as a dumping ground, and they push paper bags, carrier bags, newspapers down the side of these appliances, which then restricts the ventilation.
Right.
So the compressor, the gas compressor at the rear of the refrigerator on the base, is working overtime, so to speak. Because it's working overtime, it's generating heat. That heat has to escape somewhere, and it goes through the body of the appliance.
Right.
And this is where people often think that there's an electrical fault, but 9 times out of 10 it's more human error.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now, tell me about, we're in strange times at the moment, obviously with COVID-19. We've had the latest Boris Johnson sort of presentation about bringing us back into work and opening businesses up, more people traveling, etc. The risk message. What have you done in your business now to safeguard your customers when you go into their premises? So what have you got? What have you done? I think we've lost the sound again, Mark. We've lost the sound again. I can't hear you. Are you there still? I can't hear you. You're not muted, are you? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got you back.
Brilliant. I do. Brilliant. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we spent an absolute fortune on PPE. First of all, the first thing I had to do was furlough staff because we was just dropped like dead wood. Customers wanted to focus on what was happening presently. In preparation to get us back to work and be back as fully effective as we can be, one of the things I said to do was I wrote a post-COVID-19 policy.
Right.
And in the policy, it's primarily due diligence of what we will do in the protection and interest of not only myself and my staff members, but also our customers and customer staff members. So what we've done, we've got an exhaustive list of PPE. So I've purchased full body coveralls.
Yep.
I've purchased hairnets, although I don't need it, but I've purchased hairnets just for the staff. I purchased the full face perspex visors, the medical face masks as well, hand sanitizer with 70% alcohol. One thing I didn't know, and I took it for granted, that hand sanitizer was hand sanitizer. And I never sort of gave any consideration whatsoever. But interesting reading on the COVID-19 literature that's readily available, they are recommending a minimum content of alcohol being 70%.
Right.
So that's why we bought, because it's 70% that kills the virus.
Right.
So that's why I've purchased the 70% hand sanitizer. We've got boot covers as well to put over our shoes.
Right.
We've got non-powdered gloves, and the reason I've got non-powdered gloves because I don't know if my staff members are allergic to any of the powder or the content that goes in the gloves. We've also in the vehicle, we've now inserted two dispensers. One's got a alcohol soap, hand soap to wash. The other one's full of the 70% hand sanitizer. We've also got sanitizing wipes for all our tools and equipment, which we wipe down after every job that we've been on. And it's just a case of being, you know, more cautious and thinking not only about yourself but
Yeah.
about your location, where you are, how you handle, how you portray yourself. Because although we are in a delicate time, yeah, I have actually been criticised by one customer for sanitising my hands too often. But my personal point of view on that is that, you know, it's there for a reason. We've been given this guidance by the government for our own health and safety,
Yes.
you know, and our well-being. So I'm taking that fully on board.
Right.
And you know, in terms of the policy that I've written for post COVID-19, what I'm going to do is laminate it, and that will be in the van all the time.
Good.
It will be readily available for any.
So people can be people can rest assured that if they call you out to do the work for them, that you're going to be pretty covered and you're going to be sensible and you're going to be following government guidelines.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely, absolutely.
which is what people need to know that now. I think, you know, whether you're going into a shop or whether you're getting someone to come around your house to do some work, you want to be sure that the person you're calling has either got the certification or has the procedure in place. And I think more and more, I mean, in our magazines where we deal with a lot of different advertisers, I think all of those advertisers in some way will be changing their advertising messages now to say, look, you can come to me because this is our procedure, this is what we've done, we're safe, we've got a certificate, whatever. And I think the government are planning to launch some kind of certification of approval of, you know, this company has passed the test. And I think even our town council and West Devon Borough Council and probably Plymouth City Council as well are looking to do similar schemes where people are vetted and tested in the same way as, you know, in other schemes that we've had for many, many years in the country.
Yeah, and I mean, I've read the same, Tim, as well, and it does worry me of how they're going to police it, because it's you're not talking about a selected few that want to take part. You're talking about the nation, and it's just the fact that, you know, the nation is going to have to adopt and embrace the new measures that we've got.
Sure. Anyway, well, there you go. So how do we get hold of you then? How do we contact you if we wanted to use your services?
Okay, there's two telephone numbers. The first one is 01752 936 156. The second one is a mobile, which is 077 66 35 6677. The landline is permanently diverted to the mobile, especially in the current climate.
Right.
The reason behind that is because in society, 90% of us are mobile to mobile, but then you've still got the population that do prefer the old-fashioned landline as well.
They don't like to use a mobile, yeah.
Yeah, we've also got email address, which is info@plympatTesting.co.uk. We have our website, which is plympatTesting.co.uk, and we've also got presence on Facebook and Twitter.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So it should be very easy to get a message to you or get hold of you. Right. I think we've overrun our time. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody now, but I'm going to keep stay on the line, Mark. Don't disappear. So thank you very much for listening to Mark. Very interesting. We will be back with more interviews with more businesses and community groups. So stay tuned, as it were, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks very much.